All right, metric system. So we have the just the basic unit, and as we get bigger, we go deca, hecto, kilo, mega, giga. So deca is 10, hecto is 100, kilo is 1,000, mega is 1,000,000, and giga is 1,000,000,000. And as we go smaller, we have deci, centi, milli, micro, nano. And as we go down from 1, we go to 1/10, we got deci. 1/100th is centi. 1/1000th is milli. 1/1,000,000th is micro. 1/1,000,000,000th is nano. Okay? So the easy part to this is if I have 1 hecto, it's going to give me 100, because I got to go back 2 spots. If I have 1 hecto, I actually have 100 units. Does that make sense? So if I'm talking about liters, okay, so I'm saying if I have 1 hectoliter, then what I'm saying is that I have 100 liters. In the same aspect, if I have 2.3 kilos, right? Then what I really have is
2,300.
1, 2, 3. So I move that decimal over 3 places. 1, 2, 3. Fill it with zeros, and 2,300 liters. Now, the hard part, if you want to call it hard, right, is if I want to go from, say, hecto, 2.5 hectoliters, and I want to go to, let's go to milliliters, okay? And then I have to go from here to deca, to the major unit, to deci, to centi, to milli. And so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll have 250,000 milliliters. That's the hard part. Okay? Now what if I want to go backwards? It's the same thing. If I want to go backwards, if I have 2.8 microliters, right? And I want to go back to liters, then I just go from here to milli, to centi, to deci, to liters. And then now I know that I have 0.2, right? 0.2, and then 0, 0, and I always fill the cups with zeros, right? Just like I fill these cups, I fill these cups with zeros. So when I finally get there, I have 0.00028, did I say liters? Okay. So let's think about if we have 200 milligrams of ibuprofen. 200 milligrams of ibuprofen, right? Well, how many grams do I have of ibuprofen? And if I want to know how many grams, then I got to start here, right? There's my decimal. And so I'm going to move my decimal over 1, 2, 3 places. If I move my decimal over 3 places, I got 0.2 grams of ibuprofen. Does that make sense? So it's all just about moving it over. Okay? Now we're doing the same thing. We're doing the same thing as the other stuff. We're saying if I multiply, if I say I have 1,000 liters and let's do the same thing. I have 200 milliliters or milligrams of ibuprofen. Okay? And I want to know how many grams I have. Well, how many grams over milligrams are there? Right? So if I'm going to grams, I'm still doing the same thing I was doing with the other, with the standard, right? Except in this case, how many grams are in a milligram? And then I look up here and I say, well, how many grams are in a milligram? And there's 1/100 or 1/1000. 1/1000. So it's 1/1000 of a gram, right? So per 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. And so now I get to cancel the milligrams out, multiply the 1 times the 200, and then divide the 200. Well, these two zeros cancel. I basically come to 2/10, right? And 2/10 is 1/5. So that's my 1/5 of a gram. But if I want to look at it in terms of decimals, then it's always turned into tenths, right? Everything's in tenths. So if I talk, or hundredths, or whatever, right? So then I can go, oh, well, 2/10 is equal to 0.2 grams. And so, and you can see that that is confusing, right? That is tough to do. Because it's just as confusing as it is in the standard form, right? When we're doing feet to inches and all that stuff. But the great thing about the metric system is you don't have to do all that. You can just look at it on this chart right here and go, I can move this over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places and then move my decimal over 5 times. It's that simple. And that's why people think the metric system is simpler than the standard system. Is that better?